What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, Abyss of the Goth in 2 days. And with Abyss of the Goth update, there will be the Grendel Prime Access launch as well. And what do they usually do on Prime Access launches in Warframe? Well, they change the stats of already existing Rivens. So we'll be speculating today if DE will end up nerfing or buffing any Incarnon Rivens with the Abyss of the Goth update. We're going to go off of their previous reasoning on why they didn't nerf Incarnon Rivens last time, and, try to put two and two together with their wording on predicting what could potentially get nerfed this time, if hopefully nothing at all. Before we get into it, though, make sure you're subbed to the channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also, check out the live stream channel. I'll be live with lots of Abyss of the Goth update. Testing everything out, testing out the companion rework, shield getting changes, Hydroid rework, which I'm excited for, and much, much more. So you're in the right place for Warframe content. All right, so the Incarnon Rivens are, a thing that is definitely very high stats as far as we're concerned in Warframe. You look at the Torrid Rivens, we're getting ridiculous amounts of red crits. You look at the Miter Rivens, so much multi-shot, so much crit damage. I mean, the list goes on. Punch through Rivens with a dual tox assist, crit chance, crit damage Rivens, the Anku, blah, blah, blah. You see where we're going here. Initial combo Rivens for the Ceramic Daggers. So these Rivens are crazier than normal mods really ever could be. Like, for an example, just looking at a Riven for, let's just say, the Torrid, okay? We have a Torrid in the gameplay footage right here. Let's look at my Torrid Riven. Only two stats with a negative, and we've got, a ton of crit chance, a ton of crit damage. It's just stronger than a normal mod. Look at critical delay right next to it. 200% crit chance, but it gives you minus fire rate. And then Vital Sense, 120% crit damage with no negative. My Riven is better than both of those mods, and it technically has a negative of plus recoil, but it's a beam weapon, who even cares about recoil? So these stats are just blatantly high. They're blatantly really high stats, stronger than an actual corrupted mod, basically stronger than two good mods put together. Is this allowed? I mean, the weapon itself has crazy high stats in the first place, too. I mean, you can see right here, red crits everywhere, viral procs everywhere, blah, 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 blah. Is this okay? And according to DE, it might actually be okay. So we're going over the previous, Riven changes announcement right here. I'm going to show you the exact wording that they have. This is from July 26th, and we'll be getting another one of these on the 18th, guys. So that's why I'm trying to get you ready for this potentially happening. Greetings, Tenno. Our latest updates to the Duviri paradox introduced some big shakeups to the Warframe Weckham ecosystem. I'm not going to read all this, okay? So with this consideration, they are going to be looking I'm going to read the last paragraph, okay? We are still considering how to approach this going forward, the crazy high Riven stats. Our current plan is to closely inspect stats during the next Prime Access. That sentence right there is what we're going to be going off for the most part. And only decrease weapons that are deemed problematic in their influence to the game as a whole. As of right now, no existing weapons meet this criteria, but we will continue to monitor the situation as needed to read your constructive feedback over the coming months. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so, and by the way, this post came out after the Miter Incarnon, Latron Incarnon, Torrid Incarnon, all the S-tier Incarnons were out, okay? So, they said during Wisp Prime Access, they are going to look really closely at what's getting used, and unless it's deemed as problematic, whatever that's supposed to mean, the exact criteria of them calling something problematic in this game, they will not reduce any Rivens. So, me going off of their own words here, I would say that basically every non-S tier Incarnon is already safe. So just pick a random Incarnon that is pretty good, but is not blasting away every enemy instantly at once. So I'm talking weapons like the Bronco Incarnon, the Soma Incarnon, the Vasto Incarnon, Siberia Incarnon, blah, blah, blah. Weapons that are really strong. They're Incarnon weapons, and you can put Rivens on them too. And the Rivens are strong already, but they're not oh man, I only use the Siberia Incarnon. But that being said, if we are going to say that those ones are safe, would DE call the Miter Incarnon one-shotting Acolytes with the wrong build, the Torrid Incarnon red-critting enemies around the corner, and the Latron Incarnon one-shotting everything and armor stripping, is that deemed as problematic? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think that, to me, I would call any of those weapons problematic. Maybe the Miter a little bit, because it feels like it does more damage than it's supposed to sometimes, but hey, that's okay with me. And the Torrid is just a really good beam weapon. It's not amazing against Acolytes. The Latron is good against most things, but hey, it does require some headshots to get those Incarnon charges. And the bouncing, fireballs are kind of unreliable if you want to, hit an enemy multiple times with them. So there's a little bit of a skill aspect to that as well. So I wouldn't really call any weapons in this game problematic. Maybe DE could say the ceramic dagger is problematic because that's like one of the only stat sticks people use now because of the initial combo thing, just making it so easy. But at the same time, you could technically go for some other Incarnon weapons as stat sticks as well. It's not like you have to use the ceramic dagger. It's just the ceramic dagger is probably the best quality of life one and just has really, really good damage too. So my current prediction is that no Incarnons will get nerfed, but I would not be entirely shocked if a weapon like the ceramic dagger Incarnon Rivens did get nerfed, which would really suck because my Riven is 47 initial combo. It would just suck in general if any Incarnon Riven got nerfed. So I would say, for the most part, guys, I hope I don't eat my words on Wednesday, but I'm not expecting any Incarnon Riven nerfs at all because I don't deem anything in this game, any of these weapons, as problematic. As I said, maybe the ceramic dagger is problematic because I don't use other stat sticks. Straight up. I have like 3 or 4 stat stick Rivens. I don't use them anymore. I only use a ceramic dagger for stat sticks. So that could maybe be a problem. But it would be kind of weird if the only nerf of the entire Riven Dispo pass was only the ceramic dagger getting nerfed. I think that would be a little bit weird. So yeah, if they do end up nerfing anything, I could maybe see potentially a couple of them getting nerfed. But at the same time, does DE really want to open up that can of worms? Because people will start complaining for sure. If they don't nerf like the Vasto Riven, but they nerf the ceramic dagger Riven, I bet there will be somebody out there complaining like, hey, why'd you nerf that one but not this one? Or ceramic dagger fans complaining that their Riven got nerfed but the other ones didn't get nerfed. That's just the kind of petty things we can get into in this game sometimes, but yeah. Off of their own wording, I don't think it will happen. Also, as far as predicting some Riven buffs, I don't have any actual hope in them buffing Rivens anymore. Like, looking at the things they changed last time, they made the Larkspur Prime from 0.5 to 0.6, which is like an extremely small change in stats in the actual mod. So like, and there's so many weapons in this game that are forgotten. Like, are they gonna buff the Tigress Rivens? No, they're not, because the way they buff these Rivens, they go off of popularity and perceived weapon strength by DE. Nobody uses the Tigress. I don't think even DE employees use the Tigress. So, for example, weapons like that are just going to remain forgotten and have crappy Rivens. Like, straight up, the Torrid will be good still. Even if they do nerf the Rivens, guys, it's probably going to still be better than, corrupted mods in the first place. So, some other weapons like the Miter. Like I said, if we're going to the point where we're nerfing the Miter and all that, it's going to be a bad look for DE, in my opinion. So a lot of players, like, look at trade chat right now. Like, for example, you look at trade chat for like a couple seconds, and it's just like, okay, Incarnon Riven here, Incarnon Riven there. Everything's an Incarnon Riven. Well, maybe not everything. A lot of them are Incarnon Rivens. Akikor too, I suppose. So not exactly just Incarnon Rivens, but sure are a lot of them in there. And that's going to be pushing plat sales for DE. That's going to be pushing, excitement for players to keep playing the game. Like, oh, I just got a Latron Riven. I can't wait to get the Latron Incarnon in like 3 weeks or whatever. Yeah, totally. I'm excited for you too. So let's not try to kill that hype, DE. Let's, try to go forward, keep things exciting. I think that, honestly, Prime Weapons should have, like my previous video, they should have neutral Dispo off the bat. So, for example, the Xylock Prime. By the way, this is a fake Xylock Prime. The real Xylock Prime, when it comes out, will likely have weaker overall stats than the Xylock normal because of how Rivens and Incarnons work. For Incarnons, so for example, my Xylock Incarnon right here, plus 32% crit chance on the final tier Evo, and the other stuff is kind of like base damage and all that. I forgot this thing gives crit damage. That's kind of cool. So I'm expecting the Xylock Prime. The Xylock Prime's going to have, I think 12% more crit chance at base. I'm expecting this to give 15 or 16% crit chance. Much less than it gives the normal Xylock. And in return, we'll also have weaker Rivens too. So this double crit Riven is not going to work as well. It will give a lot less crit because when the Xylock Prime comes out, the actual Xylock Prime, not the fake Xylock Prime, it will have 50 or 60% crit chance or something crazy low like that. So, DE, if you're listening, I've been complaining about this for years. Please, please, please. New Prime weapons should have similar Dispo to the already existing version. Please just do this for us. It will make everything better. It'll make you more money. It will just be great, okay? So that's basically the idea of the video, guys. I will cover these Incarnon Riven changes for real when they come out on the 18th. We'll have a patch note video, a Riven nerf, a Riven change video, and things of that nature on the first day. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Rivens will get nerfed, the Incarnon Rivens will get nerfed with the Abyss of the Goth update? As I stated, maybe some of the S tier ones, I look at my tier list from months and months ago. Some of the S tier ones potentially, if DE calls that problematic, but I don't call them problematic because a really juiced up beam weapon is not problematic to me. And that's basically it. I'll see you guys next time for your support. Take it easy. Bye!